Today we're going to look at how to do mole to quantity problems. So mole to quantity. And by quantity I mean by a something that you can measure, like mass or volume of a gas or things like that. So just on the sidebar, what we should be able to do with the mole is we should be able to go from moles to mass and back again. We should be able to go from moles to the molarity or volume of a liquid and back again. And we should be able to go from moles to a gas in terms of a few things. So number one, volume with SATP or STP, let's start with that. Volume with SATP and pressure, volume, or temperature with PV, our ideal gas law, PV equals nRT. So if you remember from last day when we did a mole to mole problem, so when we did mole to mole, we had 5 basic rules. Balance, given an unknown, mole ratio, substitute, and solve. So when we do a mole to quantity problem now, we're just going to a single step. So the first 5 steps are going to be exactly the same. So balance, given an unknown, mole ratio, substitute, solve for moles, and finally convert into quantity that you desire. Okay, so let's do an example. So let's do a simple one. How many grams of KCl are formed when potassium chlorate decomposes? So we've seen this reaction a few times now. We have KClO3 decomposing into KCl plus O2. So we're just going to do the quick balance here. And you've seen this before, and so it's a nice little reaction. Oh, and let's say with, and we'll say I forgot this here, let's say 3.20 moles. It's always good when you have some numbers in there. So our given, so that would be step 1, step 2. Our given here will be 3.20 moles of KClO3, and our unknown will be X moles of KCl, but eventually we're going to look for grams. So since we're given something in moles, what we can do is we can go right into the mole ratio. So our given is KClO3 divided by our unknown KCl equals 2/2. It's a nice ratio. And that means we have 3.20 over X equals 2/2. And therefore X is 3.20 moles now of KCl. So here is step 4, and here is step 5. So that's the same as a mole to mole problem. Now our next step Step 6 is where we use the things we learned in the moles unit. So what we need to do is we need to take 3.20 and we need to multiply, that's moles of KCl, we need to multiply it by the molar mass of KCl. Put 1 mole on the bottom to get rid of it. So potassium has a molar mass of 39.1 and chlorine has a mass of 35.5. So that gives us a molar mass of 74.6 grams. The moles cancel out, so we know we're in grams. So 3.2 times 74.6 is 238.72. Maximum number is 3 sig figs, so our answer will be 239 grams of KCl.